Blue Plate Special. It is real. Live music right here in beautiful downtown Knoxville, Tennessee. And we are hanging out inside Visit Knoxville. You can join us. If you like, we'd love to have you. And if you can't be here with us, know that you can slide right on over there to the WDVX YouTube channel or our Facebook where you can watch it streaming live. So we did have a cancellation here today on the show, but the show will go on. And our guest here today is going to be doing a much larger performance coming up on Wednesday night, as they'll be taking part in Tennessee Shines. Y'all give a great big welcome to ISMAY, to the Blue Plate Special.
Thank you for having me. I love Knoxville.
Yay. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, I only came here one time before downtown, and the memories are just flooding back of the wonderful biscuits and coffee I had last time.
Well, good.
Well, we're really psyched to play some songs from our new record, Desert Pavement. We're from California, but we made this record in Asheville, North Carolina. And I think we're going to start with a song that's based on an old folk tale from England. There's an old story about a giant ram that shows up in town one day, and its hooves are so big that they cover an acre of land, and its horns are so tall in the sky that it knocks the clouds down. And the wool on this giant ram that showed up in this little town in Britain, the wool is so thick that the shearer who cut the wool from the ram, it took him so long to cut all that wool that it already grown back by the time he was finished.
Father called and said I should make my way down. Was a job there for a shearer, and our money every year was short supply. By the thousand, money we made for to buy a new plow, and riches abound, and my family was able evermore to have a full table. So tall that eagles nested, some attested wool was as deep as oceans wide. Took me 7 months to shear him, and when finished, found that my family's fortune turned. By the thousand, money made for to buy a new plow, and riches abound, and my family was able evermore to have a full table. calls and says, dinner's ready, come sit down.
Well, we're really excited to play at the Bijou Theater on Wednesday. It's an honor. You know, we got to open for Sarah Shook and the Disarmers out in San Francisco, where we're from. We're from Northern California. And they put on an incredible show. And then I've been becoming a big fan of Dylan LeBlanc's. I think the record's called Cautionary Tales, so we've been listening to that a lot. And I'm so psyched to get to play a show with those two bands. I mean, it doesn't get better than that, I gotta say.
just a kid, and I had to grow and jump from the comfort of home. She hadn't heard what someone had to say about the thing that would happen today. Oh yes, she would fall from the nest there on high. What am I, what am I, what am I? Can I fly, can I fly, can I fly? Oh, I'm a dove.
This is ISMAY with us here today on the Blue Plate Special. Also, you know, they're known as Avery and Andy too, if you all want to chat with them after the show. So, Avery, let's talk a little bit about your musical beginnings there. I read your mom is a rancher, so I'm going to assume you grew up on a ranch.
Well, you know, as they say, the story's a little more complicated than that. But yeah, I grew up kind of half city, half country kid.
Okay.
And my mom and I bought a farm. Well, my mom did, you know, I was just tag along. But she bought a ranch about 2012, and we started working together on the ranch. So that's how we got started. I grew up with my mom riding horses a bunch, and then we finally kind of did our own thing and learned how to be more hands-on with other kinds of animals.
So what about your musical beginnings? How old were you when you first started making music yourself?
Well, I was forced into a couple piano lessons when I was a kid, and then elected to do songwriting. But the biggest thing for me growing up for music is my grandfather started a free bluegrass festival, and it's called Hardly Strictly Bluegrass. It is held now, and as I was growing up in San Francisco's Golden Gate Park, and actually a lot of the people on these plates have played. We have Kevin Welch, he's played a lot of times. We have Dirk Powell's played, Jim Lauderdale. So it's really cool to see these plates because it's kind of like, you know, all these people come out to San Francisco every year to play music.
Super cool. Well, all right. So you just put out a new project in January. You know, I think I read that a lot of those songs were kind of developed or written while you were actually working on the ranch. How did those two play together?
Yeah, so when my mom bought the ranch, I started working there, and I just kind of gotten out of college and spent a couple years working with cattle and working with sheep, working in the garden. And I was living at the ranch by myself for a long period of time, and I had a lot of, you know, when you're living on a ranch, there's a lot more animals and critters that are friends than people. So you end up writing stories through their eyes in some ways. So a lot of these songs are written about the animals there, but also written from the animals' perspectives and just from some stories that I learned being on the ranch and experiences that I had.
All right. Well, you brought up Andrew Marlin. You do a little songwriting with Andrew. How did that come about? How'd y'all meet?
Yeah, so Andy over here was playing, the guitar player over here is and half of ISMAY. He was playing with a band called the T Sisters, a wonderful folk band from Oakland, California. And they played here at the Blue Plate Special. And Andy got to know Andrew Marlin through playing some gigs out in Colorado and out in California. And then he introduced me to Andrew, and Andrew's such a nice guy. He loves to jam, and so I got to jam with him backstage at a music festival. And I got to open a couple shows for him over the years. Every time they'd come through Marin County, I would come open some shows for them. And I just really loved the depth of Mandolin Orange Watchhouse Andrew's music. I felt like there was so much there. And so I'd written all these songs for a record. It was just out of the pandemic. And I said, you know, Andrew, would you actually produce the record for me? And he would. And so he got together a band. We recorded in North Carolina for 5 days, and he played a bunch of mandolin, played some electric guitar, and it was an incredible week. He's just a really, really great musician.
Well, the project there is called Desert Pavement, and happens to be available over at the merch table after the show, which certainly gives you the opportunity to shake and howdy with them afterwards and thank them for being here with us today. They're based out of Markleeville, California, and as you were told what we've been talking about, Tennessee Shines on Wednesday night, of course, at the Bijou Theater. That there are tickets available for that show with ISMAY, Sarah Shook and the Disarmers, and Dylan LeBlanc. You can find information about that at WDVX.com. They'll be back in Markleeville by Friday at the Markleeville General Store, and you can find the complete tour schedule right there on the website at ismaymusic.com. ISMAY for you folks out there listening in. You can find Desert Pavement out there on all those streaming platforms as well. I'm going to back out of the way, y'all. We're going to get more music. This is ISMAY on the WDVX Blue Plate special.
Well, as I said, I do spend a lot of time with animals, and some of the stories that I tell in my songs are based on that, and this one is definitely a case of that. There's a story that my friend told me about. Her name is Samantha Sazorka, and she's ridden a horse across the state of Nevada twice. And she told one of the most incredible stories about one of her trips, and I decided to write this song about it. So in the story she told is a completely true story. She was riding, just her and her horse, out in the road, one of those dirt roads between two big mountains. Then out from the hills came a wild stallion that ran at her. And at first she was very afraid of this wild stallion, but what she realized is this little stallion wasn't looking to harm her. He was looking to join her. He lost his family and was completely alone. And so Samantha allowed this wild stallion to ride along with her. And they camped overnight. They set off the next morning at dawn. But the next day, Samantha, her horse, and this wild stallion got to a fence and a gate. And the law in the West is you can't move wild horses from one place to the other. So Samantha had to open that gate and close it behind her and leave that stallion behind. And so this is that story from the stallion's perspective.
Myself alone, I have been here since the dusk, amongst the stones and the sky and nothing else, save for some brambles and brush. I used to be with others like me. Dawn of the day, and I find myself alone. I'll perish here without much. Yesterday, the sun in middle sky, heat and dust made me blind. So I lay down neath the tree and fell asleep, but I awoke to find a wise to the sea, no one else there but me. In this canyon, I'm good as dead. Round a hundred frantic strides, neath the banyan I laid my head, left behind when the sun made me blind. I am so tired, then I hear a sudden sound, horse and a woman astride. I run to them and follow as I can, just then behind, then beside. Oh, I turn to see someone else there like me. We walk for miles, and I am not alone. Oh, I'm back where I wanna be. And this canyon was good as dead. Now together I could cry. Please don't leave me, stay forever. We could be a group just as three. Across the land, and they just go on through the gate. I call to them, but I just have to stand, and they travel off as I wait. And now it's just me, canyon walls all I see. In this canyon, I'm good as dead, round and round in frantic strides. I laid my head, left behind, and the sun made me blind.
This is ISMAY with us here today on the Blue Plate Special. Quickly, I need to mention support for the WDVX Blue Plate Special comes from Barley's down in Knoxville's Old City. It's home of the Big Plate on Fridays at noon. Polly O'Keery and the Rhythm Method will be with us this Friday on the Big Plate. Support also comes from Visit Knoxville and the Senior Financial Group, your neighborhood Medicare partner. For more than 30 years, Senior Financial Group's been on a mission to make Medicare more affordable. Information and assistance is available at sfgmedicare.com and 865-777-0153. So, tell us a little bit about the TV show My Kinda Country.
Oh, sure, man. I forgot about that. No, I'm just kidding. So during the pandemic, Reese Witherspoon and Casey Musgraves kind of came together and had this idea. They wanted to have a TV show about country music from people who maybe not what you traditionally think of as country musicians. And so they chose artists from all over the world. They had people from South Africa, had people from India, they had people from Mexico and America. And they brought them all to Nashville to play some music, and I was part of that. And I got to meet Mickey Guyton and Orville Peck. Orville Peck was my mentor on that TV show. So it was pretty cool, and I think my favorite part of that show, there was a band called the Congo Cowboys, and they're from Africa. They live in South Africa now, and they did a cover of Jolene, but they did it in one of the people's native languages from there, and you guys have to check it out. It's so, so cool.
Oh, how fun. Well, again, you can find all kinds of information right there on the website at ismaymusic.com. They're going to do a few more tunes for us here today, so I'm out of the way, y'all. This is Ismay on the Blue Plate Special.
free. But wait, the other line you have to go. It used to be there on the stairs. You'd fix my hair, 'cause I was younger than you had to care. 'Cause I'm all grown, you've got your life outside my own. And at 25, if I don't hear from you for a while, I'll find a way to unbind, 'cause I'm no longer a child. I'll see you're apart from me and wait by the phone for a while. When I bring up that guy at work who keeps me down, your voice gets highlighted with few remarks. I look out of this window glass to dying grass. I wish you'd come for me, but I let this pass. 'Cause I'm all grown, you've got your life outside my own. And at 25, if I don't hear from you for a while, I'll find a way to unbind, 'cause I'm no longer a child. I'll see you're apart from me and wait by the phone for a while. 'Cause I'm all grown, you've got your life outside my own. And at 25, if I don't hear from you for a while, I'll find a way to unbind.
Man, this is so much fun. I've been hoping to do this Blue Plate special for a long time. And I'm so impressed by this radio station. You guys got shows going on, like it seems like every day of the week, and you got live shows in front of an audience. We ain't used to this kind of good treatment out where we're from. Maybe it's something people are smoking out where we're at, maybe, who knows? Too many freeways in California. I think that's our problem. It's getting to our heads.
Sitting alone on the porch, I think about the things we washed down the sink when this all began. Some would say it was Mary Ann. And she was a great-great-grandmother too. Her father and uncle I barely knew, but she was known to raise her voice inside her home. But she had a gift walked away from someone yelling on Mother's Day. I had to go. That's the single thing I know. And I think about our life as we grew. Back in school where her friends were few and are to blame for the voices raised in pain. And who do we blame and who lit the fuel? Mary Ann or the kids in school? And all that I know is I can't be in this house where no one wins. Where did it begin? Who can we blame and who lit the fuel? Me or her in these vesting rules? And all that I know is I can't be in this house where no one wins.
This is ISMAY with us here today on the Blue Plate Special. They've got one last tune for us here today. But before that happens, I want to remind everyone that ISMAY will be performing at Tennessee Shines Wednesday night. That will be a full band, correct, Avery? Yeah, all right. So, a second chance to get to see them while they're here in the area. Feel free to stop by that merch table and certainly shake and howdy with them afterwards and just say thanks for being here and making some music for us here today. Alma Russ will be here with us tomorrow, and on Wednesday it's Lauren Oxford and Todd Steed and the Sons of Fear. I know, it's not Christmas. Don't worry, y'all. It's not. We just drug him out of the house ahead of Christmas time in the summertime. So he's coming to see us on Wednesday. Coming up on Thursday, the Imaginaries will be here along with the Trusty Hucksters. Again, Polly O'Keefe and the Rhythm Method will be with us Friday for the big plate, and the band Charlie Maples will be with us on Saturday. You can find all that information on our website at WDVX.com. And we are a listener-supported radio station. If you like what we do, there's a little donation box in the back of the room. A little love in the box keeps the good music going here on the Blue Plate Special. Again, ISMAY's current project, Desert Payment, available out there on all those streaming platforms, as well as ismaymusic.com. Thank y'all so much for being here with us today. Will you all leave us with the last one?
Oh yeah, we're gonna leave you with a song about finding a stranger in your barn. And what do you do?
I'm still reeling from that Stallion song. That made me sad.
Well, the other day somebody at a show said, you know, you got to tell them a good ending to that story. So I'll just say that I'm sure that stallion found a family. They always do. They do. They're not left alone forever.
Stars as I open my eyes turn blue from soft white, and my room feels cold and dry, and I what should we do? Light up a match, pick up a stone, get him before he gets you. So we've chosen a new plan, and we quietly tip to the barn. We confront the strange man, and we welcome him to our farm. We hand him some bread and butter and spice from. He was just strange, but now we know he's just someone making his way to the grain.
That's ISMAY. Thank y'all. Join us again next time for more real live music on the Blue Plate Special.